All right, all right. We're here for day 3 of Senior Bowl practices. My second day because the first day was so horrid in terms of how much film we was able to get. So let's boogie. Same rules, man. If y'all didn't watch yesterday's episode, you need to tune into that. I'm not gonna know everybody's name. I'm not gonna make an attempt to know everybody's name. I think there's something endearing about me learning these guys with you all. So if you want to know who they are, look them up yourself. And if I feel like that, they're worth looking up, then I'll go look them up. Because some people I know this is Teron Jackson from Coastal Carolina beating up on one of the Notre Dame children. That's what happens when you lose reps. I just call you Notre Dame kid. So I give that a win to Teron Jackson. Let's see how he did it. Now, first of all, I said even on yesterday's show, Jackson looks a little small to be in B gap, but they're still playing him in B gap. I think he might translate to be more of a D end. I have some Coastal Carolina film, so I will be checking in on him just to get a better look at him. But if you want to, market him as a quicker B gap dude, then just do that, because this is basically how he won. He won with some quickness and violence in his hands right here. Take a look at the violence in his hands. He's going to get the hand advantage here. And I always say, if you get hands on someone first, then you get to dictate how the fight starts. Now, just because you got hands on first don't mean you won. But if you strike first, you do get bonus points. And I want us to pay attention to Teron Jackson's right hand, because he's going to get some jersey, okay? And then he's going to come from the back of the guard to the shoulder of the guard. And he's going to latch on. See, he got his right hand latched onto that shoulder right there. That's just going to give him a little leverage to pull, then come over the top with this left hand here, right? Because if he was to just come over the top with the left hand without establishing that leverage, then 7-3 could just kind of punch him in the ribs and he'll just neutralize that attack. But the fact that I was able to neutralize that outside side of you, which is the guard's left side, I'm able to neutralize your left side by pulling down on this cloth here, swimming over the top. I just defeated you, sir. You just lost round 1. Good rep from Coastal Carolina's Teron Jackson. I'll be definitely looking him up in the near future there. I first noticed him when I was watching some BYU films. I was trying to figure Zach Wilson out. Let's boogie. We got Patrick Jones here. Long hair Patrick Jones from one of the what's that, like Central Michigan or something? Patrick Jones, who has been compared to Jadeveon Clowney as of late. I don't know if I say that much, but he does have a pretty big burst, pretty good athleticism. Good size and all that good stuff. And he got the dread, so I wouldn't call him Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney in college was a whole nother cat. But if you want to go poor man's Jadeveon Clowney, then that ain't the same thing. That's a whole nother dude. Can we talk about the Northern Iowa kid that just keep winning reps? He was winning all day yesterday, and look, this is James Hudson from Cincinnati. I kind of got some respect for him, so I'm saying his name. But Buddy from Northern Iowa, I know his name because I kept saying it yesterday. But he's really like making his impression out here. He's really putting hands on people. Like Ellerson Smith, there we go. I went to go look him up. Ellerson Smith. He's won most of the reps that he's been put into, right? So every year there's a defensive end that kind of looks like him, right? And he sneaks up on people, right? It'll be Max Crosby one year. You know what I'm saying? Just an example like that. Just them dudes that just kind of sneak up. Chase Winovich another year. Those dudes that have solid hands, but they're very unassuming guys because they may not have the profile of the other, super athletic cats on the field or whatever. But they just, we just kind of do stuff like this. Just show up to the Senior Bowl and win, man. So now I got to watch a lot more Northern Iowa because I super respect Hudson from Cincinnati. I super respect him. Since I watched him in the Georgia game, he got ejected for targeting or whatever. I think that was BS. But Ellerson Smith, man, we need to definitely keep eyes on him. We need to definitely keep eyes on him and follow what he's doing. I thought he was built like John Lynch, but one of my combine measurement nerds hit me in the chat box, told me he's pretty big. He's like 6'5" or something. So. And here we go, just focusing on dub again. Dub. I called him dub yesterday because his name is Quinn something. I'll show you right here. Quinn Meaners or whatever. I call him dub because Wisconsin Whitewater is 3W, so I'm gonna call him dub. But yeah, they've been really trying to sell us on him. So while we trying to watch other reps, they'll just zoom in and just da 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 boom boom boom. They tried to sell him so much in chat box. I don't know if y'all was watching ESPN U live when this was going on, but they zoomed in on him. They zoomed in on him with this rep in particular, right? They said, "Hey man, this Wisconsin Whitewater kid, man, we're being drafted Illuminati. We're hyping him up." And then this play happened. Like this happened to him, and it was like, "Hey man, look, he even won this rep against the Notre Dame kids." Was y'all watching when they did that? I got so sick because he did nothing to win this rep. First of all, look at these hands; they're terrible. Look at his base; it's horrid. His knee bend is, his positioning. This man is attacking your outside, but you're blocking his outside shoulder. You're not winning here, right? And this is long name Notre Dame kid. I'm gonna try to give his name a good old attempt in a second, but he lost his rep. He lost, but Charles Robinson was like, "Hey, look at him. He's in there wrestling with the Notre Dame kids, one of the Power 5 kids. He deserves some respect." And meanwhile, I'm like, "Hey man, if you pull your jersey down, you might have beat that dude." Copper from Ohio State's another guy that's gotten some respect from me. Oklahoma's that's Ely, getting kind of whooped up on right here. But Cooper from Ohio State, solid length, like pretty violent dude, decent with his hands. You know what I'm saying? One more time, decent with his hands. Decent power right here too, right? But this really comes back to who won the hand advantage, right? Let me make sure I'm recording. Okay, I am recording. This comes down to who's winning the hand fight. Like he may not be as powerful as Ely, because I know that Ely from Oklahoma is a pretty powerful dude relatively. But if you know, Cooper is a thinner dude, but if he get hands on you first with violence and explosion, boom, you're gonna get this pushback here. Look at this hand inside. It keeps going back here. I'm sorry, but look at these hands inside from Ely right here. Ely's kind of high, but if he was a little lower, the jolt would have been a lot more powerful or whatnot. But look at how much power is generated simply from just having hands inside and just push pressing Ely's big ass up off of you, right? And we were talking about the Texas kid, right? Daquan Graham or whatever. He'll have a really good initial burst just like this, but he'll just kind of stay blocked on a dude. Like yesterday, what I wanted him to do is what Cooper from Ohio State is doing right now. Get that good jolt, that good burst, that good pop, and then once you create a separation here, that's when you swim and get off of them. Pretty good rep there by Cooper from Ohio State. I'll even look you up and see what your first name is, player. Jonathan Cooper from Ohio State. Good job, sir. And they're gonna follow him around instead of showing the next rep. Okay, they're not gonna show. They're just gonna follow. All right. They got and this was kind of weird too. They were putting Patrick Jones in B gap, in which I don't think he's going to exist in B gap at all on the next level. But he's against one of the Northern Iowa kids. Didn't really go too well for him. Yeah, whatever. He shouldn't be here no way. I think Patrick Jones is going to be a full-time right defensive end in the league. I think his teammate from Pittsburgh, Weaver. I think Weaver's going to give you some pass rushing reps in B gap. A lot better by him using his quickness there. But I think he's a little bigger, a little more stout. So normally he's a left defensive end. I'm talking about Weaver from Penn State, the cat that's down there now. Normally he's a left defensive end, but I can see him existing in B gap somewhere. And hey, look, I'm gonna say this till I'm blue in the face, and I know I sound like a broken record, but take note, young DEs or whatever. I know some college guys watching right now or whatever. So whatever level that you're playing defensive end, whichever direction you're going, attack that hand. If you're attacking the outside shoulder, then you need to get rid of that outside hand, because that's where they're powerful at. It's like if I'm in a knife fight with you and your knife is in your right hand, I'm not gonna grab your left hand. You'll still stab me with your right hand. What am I, silly? Speaking of Senior Bowl guys, my guy from Vanderbilt, Dayo Odeyingbo, he was supposed to be here. He's really good at attacking the hand of the direction that he's going. He's really solid with his hands. I recommend y'all go find some Vanderbilt film and watch him. He's really good at attacking, sides or whatnot. But that's what basically Weaver's doing right here. Weaver's going to give us a little head fake to the outside just to get back inside. Then we see him defeating that outside hand. He's going to club with his right hand and swipe over the top. club with his right arm, swam over the top. My bad. There you go. I got to re-show it because I re-explained it. Club, swim over the top. There we go. But more of the story, he was going inside, so he attacked the guard's left hand. So good rep by you, Rashad Weaver. Nobody cares about these coaches. As my man, rich homie Quan Graham, running down the middle of Central Michigan. My condolences, sir. Graham got a little better from yesterday. Graham would whoop people in the first portion of the block, but then he wouldn't do anything to get off of somebody. But he did a good job there. Shaka Tony versus Hudson from Cincinnati. This should be interesting. Let's see what happens here. Yo, Hudson nice. He's just missing something, dog. Like, Hudson's so nice. I just feel like if he just controlled these feet a bit more, like, you see how he kind of hopped and galloped to his position or whatnot, right? And that kind of got him out of position. I feel like if he had a little more control, let me bring this back a little bit. I feel like if he had a little more control, he would be a little more centered in his attack. But since he kicked so violently, right? Look at the violence in him getting out here. I think he overcommitted a little bit and found himself out of position because his shoulder up didn't react to where his body ended up being or whatever. So it just kind of put him in a weird spot. But if he would have just slowed this down a little bit and just punched him appropriately. Now he's punching, but he's kind of leaning forward. See how he kind of leaned over? We're not powerful that way because we're not balanced that way. And all that came from how wild and aggressive this kick set was. If he just toned that down a little bit and then get a good punch, then that punch would have been more powerful because he has a lot more control. And Shaka Tony's not a big dude, no way. So the block could have been over right here. But in these trenches, man, the smallest of mistakes can be the difference between you winning the rep or you being on the ground. So if I got some young O linemen or some young D linemen watching right now, please go in my chat box, let these people know that the smallest mistake could be victory or dead as fried chicken. But I like how he attempted to punch. He would have been a little more powerful if he was a little more under control. I like Hudson. He just got to clean up some of those little small things. As far as Shaka Tony, if you're going to be little dudes, you need to be super aggressive, dude. And I like the violence in which he's coming off the ball here. And let me give him credit, man. Let me just give him a little credit for controlling his outside hand right here. Now, he wasn't going outside. He's going to eventually get back inside because that's how much space he was given. That's also a product of how wild this kick set was. The kick set was so wild, he even turned his hips to the outside immediately that it kind of gave up a little more room to this inside here. So Shaka Tony was attacking the outside, and I noticed because he even went to go grab his wrist and neutralize it, but he took the inside because it was there. So it's pretty good rep by both of them. I saw some good things I like from both of them, but if somebody won, Shaka Tony won. Pretty good rep. That's what I like. Let him go again, coach. That's what I'm talking about. Much better, Jason Hudson. I called him Jason Hudson. I mean, whatever Hudson. What his name is? What's his first name? I just slipped and called him Jason. I don't know who the hell Jason is. Am I even close to to Jason Hudson while I'm making up names for this young man? Let me say his name so we can know who he is appropriately. So we can James Hudson. I was close. James Hudson. It was Jay Hudson. I knew. Okay, cool. This kick was okay. So look, let's focus on just his movements, right? Let's look at this in pieces. Now you see that this kick set was a lot more controlled than that last one. Let's go back all the way to that last one. That last one was just out of control, right? This one had a little more control to it. I went too far back. Cool. This one had a little more control to it, right? Check him out. A little more control, and with that control, he was able to center his body. He was able to bend his knees. He was able to drop his hips, and his punch was a lot more powerful. You see what I'm saying? Now, once you punch him, you got to stay square with him, right? You see, he punched him, but we just talked about it, right? I just kept saying this word control. He punched him here, but he kept drifting to the outside a little bit. You just see him punch, and then James Hudson, my bad. James Hudson just kept drifting to the outside, and it gave Shaka the inside to keep going. You see what I'm saying? Slow down a little bit. Trust your athleticism. And You know what? He's probably overcompensating in this punch because Shaka Tony comes off the ball with such great vengeance and furious anger that you feel like you got to come off as quick as him. But just trust your athleticism, and by trusting your athleticism, you'll have a lot more patience. Because this punch put the nipple on the titty. This one right here, it was over for Shaka right here. Shaka was done. After this punch, boom, you just got to stay square with him. You just got to stay parallel to him, stay in front of him, drop your butt, keep your head back a little bit, stay controlled, stay engaged, and you'd have been a little better. But I'm impressed by James Hudson, and good rep from Shaka Tony also. They had some other little film. I was looking at the coach's film of the Senior Bowl stuff. Shaka out there covering tight ends well and shit. And look at this. Look, we gave North Dakota State kid props yesterday because he was so impressive yesterday. And Northern Iowa kid, Emerson Smith, he been whooping people ass all day, every day. Day 1, day 2, day 3, just Emerson Smith been whooping everybody. And this is the first time I've really seen him lose. I feel like he lost against his Northern Iowa teammate or whatever, but he's only lost like 1 rep at this point. So he's like 11-1 in pass rush, right? I'm talking about the Northern Iowa kid Smith. So you insert North Dakota State kid who's been whooping ass. North Dakota State kid is just got him up out of there. I like him. Give me North Dakota State kid, man. Let me get that dude on my team and let me groom him. I actually kind of like him a little more than Alex Leatherwood, but that's just my business. That's just my business. You know what I'm saying? Dylan Radunes. Yes, North Dakota State kid is Dylan Radunes. He deserved that. He deserved me to say his name. There you go. Notre Dame on Notre Dame crime. That's fair. That's what y'all get. Y'all in there holding and brother-in-lawing. That's what they call it, brother-in-lawing. Let's see what you got, dub. Whew, Dub sat down on your ass too, boy. Who was that, Odiggy Zoo, little brother? Dub sat down on Odiggy Zoo, little brother. Look at that anchor right here. Look at that anchor right there. Listen, man, that's the proper technique. If somebody gonna bull rush you, just run down the middle of you, then lock them hands, bend your knees, drop your butt, and give ground slowly. And we're giving ground slowly, but we stop right there. Good job there, dub. That's the first rep I feel really good about giving you, dub. The rest of the Illuminati just kind of been hyping you a little bit, but hey, that's the first rep that I've been truly impressed with you, fella. Congratulations. They're rushing Cooper from B gap, in which I'm not sure why they're doing that. I guess they just want to get a look at everybody. All right. Here's my Cal kid from yesterday versus Teron Jackson. Smoked you. Versus Teron Jackson. Smoked you. And ladies and gentlemen that's watching right now, how did Teron Jackson win here? The same damn way he won on the other side, right? We're going to come off the ball. We're going to get hands down the middle. We're going to push press, create some separation right here. Y'all see his right hand right here. And on the other side, it was his other hand. He's grabbing cloth with this hand, with his right hand here, to create that same platform to make a little bit of leverage. You're going to swim over the top with the left. You dead as fried chicken, fam. Teron Jackson, I like you. Coastal Carolina. Y'all see how much natural I'm saying these players' names, than I were yesterday? Because some people deserve for me to learn their name. The rest of y'all just going to get whooped on day 3. You know what I'm saying? You'll just forever fall into obscurity. Trey Smith putting Basham on the ground. So I guess we've transitioned at this point. Okay, yeah. This is where my film transition. Sure. Yes. The rest of it was just a whole bunch of, little nonsense I wasn't ready for. But Kansas State versus Leatherwood. That's what it looks like. And Leatherwood did solid, man. Look, Leatherwood has been kind of up and down this Senior Bowl excursion, but I tell you what about Leatherwood, I bet he don't want to see Quincy Roche. Roche here lined up against one of the Texas A&M kids. Roche fighting. Pretty good on both sides. The ball will be gone right now, but Roche gave a little fight to the outside, back to the inside, spin back outside. So he does have some plan. He does have some reactionary pass rush skills, but I give that to my Texan guy. I give that to him. I don't know if he's one of. Ooh! That's Newman from Ole Miss getting whooped by my Iowa kid. And the Iowa kid been putting in. That's Golston, I think. Golston, I think, is his name. Let me confirm his name for y'all. Chauncey Golston. Yes. Pretty good. That's some violence right there. That's violence. That's speed, strength, and ass whoop right there. That's speed, strength, and ass whoop. Don't block me in the back, man. What you doing, dog? What's wrong with you, player? Yo, let me just pause this. My Grambling kid at guard, I mean, he's been doing this thing at guard, I guess, but that dude at center is nice. My Grambling kid, Moore, let me check for his first name. My Grambling kid, David Moore, put him at center. He's a center right now. I think he'll be a cool little guard, but just based on his build, I don't know why they got Carlos Basham at 0. This is silly. This is silly. Yeah, I mean, Basham's gonna win with quickness here every time, but Basham's not gonna be a one taking the league, man. Come on, son. Y'all out here wasting reps now. Goddamn league coaches or whatever. But put my man's at center though. Put my Grambling guy at center. Deontay Brown's kind of let me down this Senior Bowl, man. In his one-on-one pass rush drills, he's been solid in the run hull drills. He's been solid in the 9 versus 7 drills or whatever, where he get to kind of fire the ball and hit people. But like pass rushing, it hasn't really been there for me for Deontay Brown. So I may have to resort to calling him Alabama guard. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just just. I would love to root for him, but I'd be fake if I lied to y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I might resort back to calling him Alabama guard, man. I just, There's the Florida State pass rusher versus the Iowa tackle. He did fine. Yo, famo, Trey Smith is ready. Chat box, Trey Smith is ready. Trey Smith is ready. You understand me? Trey Smith from Tennessee is ready. He's been playing guard mostly here, but I think he's also a tackle. He can play tackle for you. Remember how I felt about Eldon Jenkins from Mississippi State? And y'all can go watch my Eldon Jenkins film session. If there's any Packers fans in the chat box that saw my Eldon Jenkins film session, they can amen for me. Put Trey Smith anywhere, man. And let that dude fly. That's Cam Sample with the goofy ass Tulane color. But Cam Smith he's been having him a fine little Senior Bowl. Quickness, man. That dude's a blur. They put the Texan in right tackle. They put him at left guard, and they're putting him up against Kansas State kid. Let's see what happens. Let's see what nothing happens. All right, I'm just moving on. that ain't Roche versus Leatherwood, is it? Oh, Leatherwood got him. Oh, shit. All right, cool. Leatherwood is 9-1 versus Roche now. Leatherwood is 9-1 versus Roche. There we go. Here's my Baylor kid with the 2 names, Bradley King. His last name is Bradley King. So he got 3 names, really. Didn't really do much there. He's a Baylor kid till he get a win. He's Baylor kid till he gets another win. USC kid versus Newman. That's some good violence from the USC kid. Polynesian last name, island last name, Tongan, Samoan last name, fella from USC. I'll give it an attempt for the culture. Marlon Tuipulotu. Marlon Tuipulotu. That's probably wrong, but whatever. Golston versus Grambling. Good little wrestling match. I want Grambling at center, though. That's where he's a gangster at. Hands. Giving ground slowly. Golston just powerful and angry and violent. I'm giving this to Golston, man, because this is basically my guard is where my quarterback was. So, yeah, I'm giving that rep to Golston. Put my Grambling kid at center and quit playing. Dan Moore is getting run through by Robinson, the Florida State kid. Yeah, Dan Moore. Dan Moore goes to the Duke School of Extraordinary Offensive Line, gentlemen. Cam Sample from Tulane, with the quickness here. Little fake to the outside, gonna eventually cross back inside. His quickness is gonna win him a lot of matches, man. Like, as long as he just, like, if he turns into motor guy, boogie bash him. If he turns into motor guy but keep that quickness or whatever, I can see Cam Sample being interesting enough. Boogie bash him from B Gap going against one of the Iowa kids. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, Basham gonna do Basham things. We need to keep a little control here. I like how violent the hands are at the top of the block. But look, Basham's so violent. Iowa kid cheated us a little bit because he had to abandon his offensive line technique, right? He's not even kicking. He just had to turn and run because Basham came off the ball so violent. See, he just had to turn and run. If Basham would have kept a little bit of control, if you're going to turn your back like this, if you're going to turn your back to the line like this, then the inside is wide open. You got to this point, Basham could just spin back inside and just whoop somebody's ass right here. So if Basham would have kept control, that would have been a pretty good whooping on his part, but he did not indeed keep control. So we're going to give it to Iowa, but, you know, Golston is the Iowa defender. But so we're going to give it to Iowa, but Basham was basically whooping up on this fella. Who was it? Todd McShay had guard number 4. Nobody listen to Todd McShay, man. Nobody listening to him. Here's Golston running through Drake. You're a Kentucky kid now, Drake Jackson. you're a Kentucky kid. Deontay Brown versus Tula Talampolu. This is better from Deontay, but I feel like Deontay just been getting tossed around at the Senior Bowl. I don't like it. He hasn't been powerful here. He might be exhausted. He just played at the motherfucking championship a couple months ago. You know, USC been at the house chilling for a little bit, but I don't know, man. I feel like Deontay Brown has let me down with his Senior Bowl performance. Deontay Brown is one of my guys, but I'm not too biased where I can't acknowledge that one of my guys are getting whooped here. And Trey Smith is just getting W's. Hey man, you want to go way out there, fam? Let's go way out here. Let's go together. We can go. Come on, let's go. Let's just run the arc. You want to run around? Let's run around together. Teamwork made the dream work. I'll run around with you, player. That's it. I think it's coming up on my last rep. It is Leatherwood versus. Yeah, that was our last rep. All right, y'all. So yes, this is day 3 of the Senior Bowl analysis. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm not gonna do an entire Senior Bowl game analysis. I may consider like live streaming, like doing like a live watch party or something. So if y'all want to do like a live watch thing, then let me know. We'll see if we can set that up. I'm not gonna be playing the game on the screen because Illuminati be lurking, but I can at least give my thoughts while the game is going on. So if y'all want to do that, let me know. Till then, follow me on Twitter. Y'all like the page and go check out some of my other videos and stuff. Check out the Patreon where I got a lot of these film sessions up. And appreciate y'all for tuning in. Y'all hold down for the Doski, Woski, and the Peace, Whiskey. Until next time, peace.